Finding a freebie that speaks to your audience can have a huge impact on your blog and email list. Because of this, creating a freebie can sound daunting, but the truth is it doesn't have to be. It can be as simple as asking, what does my audience need to know? Hi, I'm Liz Stapleton, host of the Blogger Breakthrough Summit, and welcome to the Blogger Breakthrough podcast. In today's episode, you'll be learning from blogger and master freebie maker Jennifer Maker. These are some of the tips that she shared during the 2021 Blogger Breakthrough Summit. And I'm going to let her get right to it because she knows what she's talking about. My first question, I guess, is how do you decide the format of your freebie?
So that depends entirely on your audience and your topic. Okay. And it took me, I would say, 5 months until I hit upon a freebie that my audience, my intended audience, because I didn't really have one in the beginning after all, none of us do in the beginning, the one that they really, really wanted, which in my case, was essentially patterns for the crafts that I made. And once I figured that out and I realized how much they liked it, I just kept rinse and repeating. Yeah. But that's not true of every niche and every topic. Even in my own topic of DIY and crafts, I have other freebies that I use, other kinds. So what I do is I look at whatever it is I'm talking about, and I think, what do people really need to take the next step, like to implement whatever it is I'm teaching? And it could be lots of things. If it's a project, then of course having the pattern is super, super helpful. Yeah. But if it's a technique, then there's no pattern for that. It doesn't work the same way. So it could be a worksheet or a really short ebook, or it could be like a mini course. So, or an email challenge, right? There's so many different things that you could do. So I really just asked myself, what would help them make this thing happen for them, whatever it is that they landed upon my blog in the first place for, right? So that's what I do. I ask the question.
Sure. And for yours, where it's really project specific, you probably do create a lot more freebies in terms of like for each post.
Yes, because right. So some people can get away with one killer freebie that is basically their main topic, and they put that on all of their blog posts or their offers or whatever it is that they're doing. This is not limited to blogging at all. But in my case, what I discovered is that they really like patterns, which are not difficult to create. Mm-hmm. So I could just make a lot of patterns. Yeah. So at this point, I have 275 of these patterns that I give away for free. And they are ideal lead magnets for that like segment of what I do. It's not the only lead magnet freebie I have, but it works really well. And if it works well, why wouldn't I just keep doing it? So
exactly.
I do.
I don't want people being like, oh my God, I have to go back and create a freebie for every single post. Like, not necessarily.
No.
Like,
not at all. Like really, you can have one killer freebie that does a great job for you. I just find that, I have some freebies that I'll put on a lot of posts. Like I have mini courses and challenge that will go on a number of different posts. Right. But for me and my niche, a pattern is like the best one to get people, because they can't do the thing without the pattern. So it's like a no-brainer, right? They want that. Right. So I'm sure that I am at the far end of having, if there's a spectrum of how many freebies you have, from 1 to like, I don't know, I'm at that far end with 275.
Sure. But there was like a few years ago, the thing was, they were called content upgrades, and every single post create a content upgrade. But I think it's really, if you have like a graphic, that makes sense. But otherwise, like one per category is probably
exactly. One per category is a great way to do it. Like put it onto an opt-in, and they went crazy for it. And that's how I discovered that this was something that would work for my niche. So I just like threw spaghetti at the wall until something stuck.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to do that and fail. You can always take it down.
Oh my goodness, I fail so much. People have no idea how often I fail. What my fiance says is that I fail up. So I just try to fail better and better each time until eventually other people call it a success, even if I'm not really like, it's working, right?
Yeah.
And eventually I'm like, okay, that's good enough. That's a success to me.
Yes. Yes.
In fact, you can't be afraid to fail. You need to embrace failure. You need to assume that you're going to make mistakes, that you're going to you're going to just totally burn and it's going to be horrible and you're going to feel bad. But the next day you're going to get up and you're going to try again. Yeah. And you're going to get a little further that next time.
Yeah, you learn so much more from failures than you do
Absolutely.
waiting, researching.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah.
You just got to get in there and try it.
Okay, I hope Jennifer's tips have given you some ideas for creating freebies quickly and easily. To hear the rest of Jennifer's 2021 Blogger Breakthrough Summit session, head over to bloggerbreakthrough.com/podcast deal to find out how you can access all of her session as well as the rest of them. Be sure to join me next time as we learn more about how to step up your affiliate marketing game. I'll catch you then.